PNG happenings.
Especially a 2 mile and Hanobada bypass, so there's something else going on. You cannot be here, but we are all fully here. That's very important. But let me thank you all members of the media for coming today. This issue has been going on for a while in our city and around the country. So many people have made comments and assumptions and implications. So today we are here to set the record straight and give clarity to the issue so that everybody understands what is going on, and importantly too, what is not going on. That's very important. So from the outset, I want to say this very clearly as to what is not going on. NCDC, under my leadership and with my colleagues here, our board and management, is not engaging in a eviction exercise over settlement. That should be very, very clear. There's no ambiguity. We have not commenced on a eviction exercise against 4 Mile or against 8 Mile or against any other settlement. What is happening is the title holders who have title to a particular land have gone to court. There's a process that has gone on over a period of time, maybe months, eventually resulting in eviction orders. And those orders have been migrated to ACP and METSU as the Metropolitan Command in the city, and they are obliged under the law to enforce those orders. If they don't enforce it, then it's a problem for them. It's a problem for the law. It's a problem for the judiciary. Imagine if the judicial orders is not respected and implemented, then the judiciary system collapses, and we cannot afford to do that. The settlers who are being affected have gone through due process. They have had their time in court. They have the opportunity to defend themselves as to whether they have merits or they have a legal right to stay on that land or not. That's something that's out of the control of myself or my 3 colleagues here or the ACP. It's subject to an independent judicial process. So let me make that very, very clear without any ambiguity. Me like talk lo pisintu, talk pisintu. Me play NCDC, me play no got one program or eviction exercise targeted at one settlement inside the city. That's like government talk. Me as governor now, chairman of NCDC, 3 member of the Parliament, leaders that have been duly mandated, and we can make it talk clear now. So you may not can walk in kind government talk. So that's for the record. In terms of 2 Mile, everybody knows the situation. I want to set the record straight. We have given the people of 2 Mile more than enough time, enough warning. We have tolerated the situation at 2 Mile. We have given them the opportunity to change their ways, to renounce violence, to respect each other. But did they respect that? No, God. In the recent past, around 2021 or 2022, myself as governor, chairman of NCDC, member for Moresby South, Honorable Justin Chochenko, I think member for Kairuku Hiri then, now member for Kairuku, Honorable Peter Iswaimo, minister, and I think the member for Boilala then. We met with all entire community up there 2 Mile at the Memorial Park, not Memorial Park, but
2 Mile Memorial.
Yeah. And we went through all the issues that they faced. There was a threat of eviction at the time, but we decided to give them another chance. And we gave them too many chances. And they did not, show appreciation or gratitude or, reciprocate, renounce violence especially. And this city is a capital city. We can't continue to tolerate this type of nonsense. Very bad habits that threaten the security and welfare of everybody. So what happened in Tumba, this is the situation. Police intervened and, because of outbreak of violence, using weapons, guns, police intervened on a Saturday. On that Saturday, our entire board here, we were in a board meeting here at this very conference room. We had no idea what was happening there. So it was not a pre-planned, exercise or something we, had put together to, execute. It's something that they brought upon themselves. So when the situation developed, I consulted our acting Prime Minister at the time, Honorable John Rosso, Minister for Lands and Immigration. He was the acting Prime Minister at the time. I consulted him about what we should do, and his advice was that we have tolerated it enough. We must put this to an end. And so we allowed the situation to continue, especially the demolition and eviction. It did not immediately take place on that day. ACP, to its credit, gave them opportunity to hand in the suspect. The community knows the suspect. They know who's been committing all this act of violence and crime and threatening even the residents out there too much. House Mary Blomi am sleep long up here. She tells me every day what happens. And Mary Okapaya. And she herself too lives under fear, even her own community. So it's not just outside community feeling threatened. It's a community out there, different ethnic groups, they also feel threatened. And that's an undeniable fact.
Correct.
So this is the situation that has happened in Tumba. It's an exception. And it's an exception as to the eviction that are taking place. So I just want to make that very clearly. I consulted the acting Prime Minister. I also consulted a member for Moresby South.
Correct.
He's mandated leader down there in Moresby South. So when situation like this happens, I have to consult him. And because of the national implication too, I have to consult the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister was away in Davos, so I consulted the acting Prime Minister. We allowed the eviction to go ahead. And I want to say this, that the community brought it upon themselves. They shouldn't blame anybody. They should take responsibility. On our part and on my part as chairman and governor, we have reached out to them. We have assisted the community. I think up to now we have spent more than about 300,000 to going up to 400,000. In provision of putting them in care, supplying shelters and food. And we have also repatriated a number of them. Those from Golala district in Central Province, 2 truckloads have gone back to the district because a lot of people living down there, they are just migrants from the district. And the fact is this, if people go to Golala district, you will see that it's almost deserted. Flooding line of Golala, they migrate to the other parts of Central Province, especially along Hiritano Highway. You can see it. And some comes down to the city. So those who were recent migrants, they wanted to go back, so we have assisted them. 2 truckloads. 1 truckload going to Kairuku for our residents down there from Kairuku district, especially all the people from Guinea. Guinea people, they are border between Kairuku and Golala. They are ethnically different people, linguistically different people, but they mix with the Kairukus and the Golala. They all are, decent citizens. People down there, some have been living there for 4 generations. The Golala community, they've been living there since around 1940s. They are part of the history and development of our capital city. We acknowledge them, but the problem is that they, as a community, did not help us to maintain peace and good order, especially renounce violence. And we have come to a point in the city where we cannot tolerate violence anymore, especially this type of ethnic violence or using violence to, obtain goods or steal or terrorize people. In 2023, I intervened at the ethnic dispute down there at Vadavada between Golala people and Engan people. They were doing tit for tat killing. Enga kill, Golala retaliate, then Enga retaliate. Went on for a while, 3 or 4 deaths. So it went too much. I gave them a warning. They did not heed it, so I went there myself, called the community leaders together, and I gave them an ultimatum. If you all keep on this type of violence and lack of respect and appreciation of the scarcity of life, we are going to evict you all, demolish your homes. And I went there speaking as chairman, also as governor, but also as chairman of our fiscal planning board. Under fiscal planning law, if you don't have approval to construct a building or infrastructure that is more than 3 meters, that's illegal, and we can demolish your house or your infrastructure at any time. We don't need the court. We have the power. So I gave them that ultimatum, and you can see the peace has prevailed in Vadavada. The Golala people and the Engan people are living peacefully. So there's been no eviction. And this should apply, and we have applied it. I've given, last year one of my staff died as a result of ethnic conflict up there at 8 Mile. I've given them the same warning. They do it again, we are going to evict them, demolish their homes. They don't deserve to live in our capital city that belongs to our Mutuans, Koitabu, and secondly to all of us. Thousands of tribes, 860 languages, and our friends coming in from the international community to help build our nation. We cannot be held to ransom by a few, individuals or groups who think that they can do as they please. Maybe they can do it in their tribal setting. They can't do it here in the multi-ethnic, multi-linguistic, multinational, multi-faith, multicultural setting. It will not happen. And I'm very pleased with my 3 open members. We are here together. We have a plan for settlement. And I've announced it a number of times, but today I just want to, before I end, I just want to say that our plan for settlement is very clear. There are 2 main strategies. Most of the settlement, they will be subject to settlement upgrading. We have done that already at 9 Mile Quarry. Now we are coming to 8 Mile. And we will, depending on resources too. It's not an easy exercise. 9 Mile, just that small area, I think less than 360 square meters or 360 allotments. It costs us about 25 million. So the settlements, together with the villages in the city, and I'm not making comparison with the settlements and the villages. The villages are here by their ancestral rights. They deserve to live as they want to live, respecting their heritage, and we respect that. But in terms of looking at the size of space in the city, about 55% of the city, about maybe 45 or 40% is settlement, and 10% is the villages. So this is the challenge that we face. So unless we overcome the settlement, we cannot say that the city has really become a fully metropolitan city, a true capital city, a city that is promoting high standard of living, especially giving our people a decent sort of setting, social setting, economic setting, physical setting. So it's a big challenge, but we have a strategy that we are implementing. So I want to make this clear too. Most of the settlement in the city will be subject to settlement upgrading. There's a few settlement in the city that has to be removed. And our team here, we are determined to do that. I'm very pleased with my open members. Many times we as elected leaders, we are looking only to the next election. But I've consulted our open members. We are all looking at legacies beyond the election. If we have to evict this settlement now, if we have the capacity, by walking. Election, all people can decide. But we are the incumbent. We are privileged to be where we are. We have the opportunity to make a difference. And we are committed to making a difference. So there are a few settlements in the city center that must go. One of them was 2 Mile. There's another one, 4 Mile. We might also, I think, Benspeak is also included, and Newtown, down in Moresby South, is also included. But we are not going to just randomly or in a head hoc way or without plan just go and evict our people. We are not going to do that. It's going to be a proper planned resettlement. Where we move them to, it's not going to be another settlement. Our goal, under my leadership and our 3 open members here, is to end settlement. Settlement must end in Port Moresby and hopefully to in the rest of the country. So that's our goal. How are we going to do that? Settlement to suburb, and in the city center, we want to resettle those few settlements in the city center so that the city can, in the center, it develops in a planned, organized way that adds a lot of value to the city and enables the city to grow to become a proper metropolitan national capital. That's the outcome we need to aim for. But nobody is going to displace people in the settlement. Our study shows, just to give you all some perspective, in terms of number of people who live or the percentage, just to address the stereotypes. Those who are formerly employed, public and private sector, we've done a survey, 49%. So all Manmeri staff inside or settlement here, all no unemployed life, that's all. All no criminals or all of them criminals. There are many of them who are forced to live there because of the high rental or high cost of real estate in the city, especially the planned suburbs. And then we have a problem of people accessing land. So 49% formal employment, 27% informal. They are doing their own business. And the city, we should recognize it too. PNG na taxi stablo. Ono stablo is boroko. Ono stablo koroboseo. Ono stablo holao. Ono stablo gorenso. They are out there, Nautanao, Moratao, 8 Mile. The PMVs that enable the city to function and, move every day on a daily basis. Taxi too. So these are thriving, resilient communities too that add value to the city. What we need to do is change the physical dynamics. So those are the challenges that we face, and we have a strategy. We are going to implement it. We've started implementing it. We will only do the resettling when we can start to do the upgrading there, change that part of the city to become proper planned suburb. Member from South 2 is similarly working in this area as well. So, for example, we've got the title to Rakamuga. We've done the we've done the survey and subdivision. 400. Now the road from Kipo to Rakamuga going to Saraga is underway. Once that takes place, we will start to do the proper subdivision and reorganize the people there. So the process is already underway, and this is what I want to perhaps conclude by saying that people will be properly resettled. They will be going to not a settlement, but a proper planned resettlement to become part of the future of the city, a planned city, a modern city, a metropolitan city, a capital city, a city that belongs to all of us and we all can be proud of. In terms of the people down there at 2 Mile and at 4 Mile, I just want to say that I want to thank the ACP. They've stopped the eviction that is going on to give us time to enable us to, decently and in a humanistic way, deal with the situation. So down at 2 Mile, we have found temporary care center. I want to acknowledge those people who have given up their land to allow the temporary care center. But today too, I can announce that we have secured from the customary announcements that Gerew from Baruni, I think one of their representatives are here. They've given us 10 hectares of land. The possibility to extend it is there. We are in negotiation now. But as we speak, yesterday we started cleaning the 10 hectares already. So we are going to move all those people we have evicted down there 2 Mile, and those from 4 Mile, they are all going to move there as a temporary care center. Minimum about 6 months. Within 6 months, I've given direction to city manager and our team here to ramp up the surveying and all the things that needs to be done, especially at Faria. So those land that has been allocated for affordable housing, we can start to filter everybody there so we can ensure that they have a better future that contributes to their well-being and the well-being of the city. I want to also announce that last night, the 4 of us, members of parliament and open members, we have met with the Prime Minister. So we have the national government blessing and support. Tomorrow we will meet with the Prime Minister to see if we can access the 70 million that was allocated for urbanization. That is in the national budget this year. So to help us to, importantly, deal with our people in a decent, humanistic way, to have a long-lasting solution, but importantly, to end settlement in the city. National government policy is in alignment with our policy to end settlement in the city. So I want to end by appealing to our people to support us to end settlement in the city. I want to also say this to all those political aspirant. Election long way yet, yeah. No can busy na run area na campaign, but the important thing is for us, if you want to be a national leader, you should think about the great plans that will help our people, help our city, help our nation. Not to thrive on fear and misleading information, giaman toto. People who use fear and lies do not deserve to be elected members of parliament. We must rise up and provide solution to our challenges in our country. And settlement has been a major challenge. It should not be politicized. You should, like a member of parliament, come up with solution. How do we improve the quality of life of our people? 50 years plus, we have left them to languish in subhuman condition. No proper infrastructure, no services, water, power, sewage, no gas. Are we going to allow people to live there forever? No, the next 50 years, Papua New Guinea must transform. And it must start here in our capital city. That's why me and my 3 open members, we are determined. If we are ready now, the people are like victim online, we will evict them, but we will do it in a decent, orderly way for a win-win outcome. So with that, I thank you all members of the media for allowing me to state very clearly in no uncertain terms what is happening and what is not happening. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, thank you, Governor. We've heard it loud and clear from the head of the city municipality and the chairman on the state of settlements and evictions in our country. With this, now we'll get the minister to Minister of Foreign Affairs and Member for Moresby South, Honorable Justin Tetchenko, to give his supportive statement. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody, and Governor and our members of our capital city. One of our biggest challenges as open members, and of course as the Governor, is the illegal acquiring and acquiring of land in our city. It's a never-ending battle, which affects not only us as members, but also our people more greatly. Every day we see illegal fencing going up, fencing recreational and public space. We see court orders being given to me as a member and residents of certain areas to vacate because the land has been stolen from underneath them. You know, it's a never-ending battle fighting these illegal land grabbers, selfish Papua New Guineans, against our good people, hard-working people of our capital city. Now, a lot of these cases I have personally taken up as a member for Moresby South to assist our people in the electorate, to fight against these illegal land grabbers that have acquired this land illegally through the Department of Lands. And Governor has assisted as well with me to assist in this regard. But some of these areas in our city and in Moresby South need to be resettled. As the city expands, settlements cannot be seen in our capital in certain areas, especially downtown and in urban areas that are continuing to develop. Now, 2 Mile Hill had to go, with all due respect. It was the hotspot, criminal hotspot for how many years? And with that as well, how many people have been robbed, stabbed, attacked, raped, killed in 2 Mile Hill? Countless. Countless. And I think it all came to an end when the police were doing their job, trying to stop a hold-up on 2 Mile Hill when they came up and shot at the police with one officer shot. Now, this is not an isolated case. This is a common occurrence every day and night at 2 Mile Hill. And I think all the citizens of our city have had enough. So when the police gave an ultimatum to hand in those criminals to the Papua Guinea people, they didn't do it. They ignored the police. Criminals still were there. So what are the police going to do? Just sit back and watch other Papua New Guineans be attacked? And mind you, while this was going on, they were holding up people in the PMVs and throwing rocks at their heads, and innocent people were being badly injured and had to go to hospital the same day. My goodness. So the police did their job with our support to ensure that area was completely rid of this criminal aspect and those people that are harboring criminals and causing the problem in that area. I'm glad the area is now clear. No more criminal activities. The place is silent. The place is clear. People can walk around easy now, not worrying about being attacked or having their bags or goods stolen or being killed or being raped. Finished now. There's nowhere for these criminals to go back to. And now that land should be used for a proper purpose. Institutional housing. Housing our teachers, our police, doctors, nurses. We can sell some of the land too to raise revenue, to also build all these houses for our good Papua New Guineans, hard-working Papua New Guineans, ones that deserve it. So for Rapia Guinea to be completely removed is a blessing for Moresby South. It's a blessing for the people of this city. And finally, we've stopped the criminal activities that continued for so long. You know, Governor and I tried our best many, many times over the last 15 years as I've been Member of Parliament. We've tried how many times to resolve issues at that area, 2 Mile Hill Memorial. Police warnings, we've put education programs, so many assistance to help Rapia, to deaf ears, couldn't care, waste of time. You know, it's not as though that we didn't try our best to assist those people. And I want to make this very clear as well. It's not all in Rapia Guinea that are the troublemakers. Unfortunately, some of them have been suffering for many years from the sake of their own people. And they're victims of their own people. Now we still have our good citizens of Eastern Highlands and Simbu and Gulf and some Engans that still live along from second bus stop going down. Just recently, my governor and I have received a court order or not a court order actually, but a letter saying that they're now going to evict all those people from a private individual that says he's got the title for that land. Never ends. So we have to stop it. For me, it's about finding the right solution for the area. Now what we did, as you know, while the eviction was going in Rapia Guinea, we had our Okapa and Simbu people that lived at 2 Mile Hill Memorial near YMCA. We had a proper plan that we implemented, Governor and I. We gave them all blocks at 6 Mile Saraga. We resettled them correctly and properly with no issue at all. 84 families. Now that place is clear, but it was done correctly and properly. And then we will do it the same way going down 2 Mile Hill and other locations. But it must be done with a proper plan. We're not, Governor and I, and I'm sure the open members as well, we will not just go in there and evict for nothing. We're not going to do that. There has to be an alternative plan where the people can be resettled. Proper infrastructure and development. Make sure that everybody is aware of what's happening. And what we did at 2 Mile with our Eastern Highlanders and Okapas is a classic example of what can be achieved when we all work together for the good of our city and the good of our people. Okapa and Simbu. But so it's not as though we want to go out and just evict nothing, no. But Rapia Guinea, unfortunately, were their own worst enemy. And I don't have any problem saying that. They were their own worst enemy because they never listened, they continued the crime, they continued attacking people, and enough was enough. So thank you to the police, ACP Turi. He wasn't going to put up with having his police shot or killed by criminals. Why should the police, have that sort of situation put upon them? We're not going to live in a cowboy country or cowboy city. Enough is enough. And may this serve as a warning. You see what's happened at Rapia Guinea. If you want to continue to have harbour criminals and have crime in your area, Look what happened to Papua Guinea. Be very careful. I think we've all had enough. Our people in this city have had enough of crime and of this sort of violence that has been going on for too long. We want our young women and mothers and children to walk freely. We don't want to have them being harassed and killed and attacked every day. So let this Papua Guinea serve as a purpose that what not to do. And I see a big difference already in Koki Market, on the streets, everything. Places much better. People are much happier. And tell me otherwise. You know, I don't mind constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is good. Tell us what we're not doing, and we'll work together and fix it. But don't personally attack the leaders and the police and others for what they're not doing. We're all leaders in our own right, trying to do the right thing by our people. But don't put out false information and misinformation to scare and bugger up in name belong man. You know, if you're a leader, like Governor said, if you're a leader, stand up and give alternatives. Stand up and do something yourself instead of criticizing for no reason at all, but for your own so-called personal gain. You know, we're here to do a job. We will do our job. We'll all work together as a team, from government to NCDC to the open members, for the benefit of our people. Work with us and we'll make it happen. That's very important. So for Moresby South, we'll continue to protect the innocent people of Moresby South that are being victimized by selfish, greedy land grabbers, and we'll get that land back. I will fight, Governor will fight for getting illegal land grabbers that have been grabbing our land and make sure that they don't get that land for the sake of our people. But for those that are causing problems, we have no time for you. We move on and use Papua Guinea as an example for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Minister, for those very important remarks and making clear on the stance of the leadership, political leadership. It's important now we give time to the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, our ACP, NCD and Central, so he can give his side of the story and police stance on this, and then we'll continue with the two members. Thank you, Mr. Bentu. Okay, Mr. Turi is here to execute orders and answer any questions. So we'll ask our two leaders to make supporting statements first. We start with Honorable Paupa, Moresby Notice, and then with Lawyer Bosso.
Thank you, MC. Thank you, Chairman, Governor, and Minister, and my LBS, member for Northwest, and ACB, the media team, and management of our city team. Thank you. I just like to support what our chairman and the governor said on the eviction and demolition that happened. But before I say that, we are into 51 years. Now we are starting another chapter of 50 years. Now going to 51. And we want the city to be changed. Safety environment. And who is going to do it? If governor and this team here, who is going to do it next? I would like to support our chairman, and starting from 2 Mile is a wake-up call for the city. This is a metropolitan city where everybody, even international community, are living, and we must start by example here in the city. You know, community has been here, first, second generation, whether it's a customary land or whether it's a state land, because all come before and all is stuff finished. They don't know who owns the land, but they are there. So, like 2 miles, see, it's a state land. Some live on state land, some live on customary land, and some live on private land. So in a city we got eviction. Number one eviction is people with titles. They went to court because illegal people are living there. So when they get caught on that, me and our 3 brothers here and Matthew, we got no authority over the court. So they do eviction exercise and demolition and eviction. Number 2, and I want to make it clear to the nation, NCDC manageable authority under the chairman, chief of government, and the 3 MPs. We don't do eviction. We don't do demolition. We only do eviction and demolition on reserved land for services and goods and services. Road, schools, national parks or parks. You know, in the name of development, we can compulsory acquire under the manageable authority. So we only do eviction in realignment with the road, in realignment with electricity or power or public areas. Then we exercise the power, as Governor said, he's the chairman of physical planning approval. It's got a veto power in the name of development for 1 million people in the city. And this exercise at 2 Mile, it's a wake-up call. And we are not going to stop. We will continue this exercise until stop. So my appeal to everybody in the nation is that NCDC is we are doing what we can for the safety of our city, living a proper subdivision that we are doing settlement to start with. See, we got all the titles, but we are realigning so that when the physical planning comes in and approve, we got water, power, sewage. That's the package of the settlement to start with. So that we give our citizens the right to own homes. Usai tok bayi no got ground. Or usai tok bayi no got house. But we must do it proper way. So in my electorate, you know, a lot of state land acquired by people. So before somebody grabbed the land, like our brother minister said, individual, all parent ground on some dog here. All the companies are starting eviction. And where are our people going to go? Because they live there alone. So my job as a member is to that in my electorate, any state land occupied by our people, it's my job to send in the surveyor, make sure, do a shed. If it's state land, we get it, we do a proper subdivision, settlement to start, water goes in, power goes in, and everybody got a right to own home. That's what I'm doing in my electorate. I already got 240 hectares. State land. And customary land because we buy them. And we can't keep just putting people there, oh, you blow for my Lagos, Hablum must be northwest, Hablum must be northeast. Or you just go there. No, I can't do that because we must do proper planning, approved by physical planning, because all by putting road, all by putting power, and all by putting all kind of services inside. So that's proper way of doing things. So me and the team home to our good Papua New Guinea citizens who are illegally living, formalize them to give them title, and that's what we are doing. And I would like to thank you, Chairman and the team and the media, for doing that. That in 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock we are going. I'm keep on giving title to balance eviction there. I'm giving title there. Today at 1 o'clock, Governor is going to present the title for another 5 hectares on portion 2464 at Bomana Teno. And then that will happen at 1 o'clock today. And Christmas present, I give it to Saiwara, portion 2708, another 9.11 hectares. And another back 2709, another 11 hectares. And the subdivision plan is with the chairman. And if we give approval condition, we start cut them and we start relocating people. And another one is portion 3509 at Paria, 62 hectares, total of 1,800 plus, who is going to go in there. The plan is special planning, give approval. The road access is already there, and then we are joining this road to STA Church, Bautama 14-mile road. Then Bautama 14-mile road, we are going to clear it to give access to our people there, because I think my brother minister and governor already secured a 14-mile land, and the front side is going to develop, but at the back side we are doing 130 hectares. We are doing settlement to suburb. As you go down, you will see the billboard there, and we are waiting for the physical planning approval, and then we are waiting for the funds, and then we are making, we do the subdivision, so that every decent citizen of this country in my electorate has got a right to own home. With that, thank you and God bless you all. And we will still support the governor and our team to continue with that 2-mile exercise. And we are not going to sit down and wait, because losing election is another thing, but saving people is our paramount. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Honorable John Halper. That was a fitting statement. As you know, Northeast is where vast of the settlements are in for the city. So thank you for that proactive action. So people can be assured that our leaders are not sleeping, that we're doing their utmost and level best to secure rights for our people. Thank you. With that, we'll allow Honorable Member for Moresby Northwest, Honorable Lawyer Boy Samuel, to make his statement. Yes, sure.
Your media wait a bit.
Make a swap with Kalpa. First, check it. Yeah. This is gonna have a proper view.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Chairman. Of the new people coming into Port Moresby. The city belongs to the people of Motupoita. And we have given, as Governor pointed out, there's a ratio of about 85% to 15%, where the indigenous are 15%. So the overrun by the outsiders have caused a lot of headache. 2-Mile Hill, Honorable JT said 10 years, but I think it's 15 years. Both of the gentlemen have been in power for 15 years. They've gone down, even when we were not members, we accompanied them, we go down, they beg, they put in education plans, they put a lot of effort in there, and those efforts were falling on deaf ears. So I totally support our ACP Ben Turi. I support the Honorable JT and Parkop, Governor Parkop, for what was done at 2-Mile. It is to show that enough is enough. And we stand together in unison. Also our Honorable Chairman of Motupoita, we stand together and support that call. One of the things that we discussed last night was for us to pass an interim, like a COVID type law. No more new people coming in to settle in settlements. We have a state land, and it will go back to NCD. 265 hectares equals to about 6,500 blocks if you divided that by 400 square meters. Now we can systematically move the settlers, those who are illegally settled and those who will be evicted, to these blocks. But there must be a proper plan in place, and we slowly and surely evict them. This very important thing that we are also asking the Wantoks living in settlements, do not bring any more Wantoks in. We need to pass a regulation. Enough is enough. The new people coming in are the ones causing havoc. The early people who came, our forefathers invited them and they've been staying here. They're peace-loving people. And they have also fallen victims of this terror that have been inflicted on our people. There are 1 million people in this city. 95% or 96% of them are peace-loving like all of us. Just 2 or 3% have caused terror for far too long, and we need to put an end to it. So we support this call. As the good governor has said, those of our brothers who have been evicted in 4 months, NCD has nothing to do with it. Government has nothing to do with it. We have nothing to do with it. There is a legal title to that land, and those title holders are the ones doing the eviction. So Governor and I will come on come and have a chat with the leaders and also plan a resettlement. So we can settle there, because unfortunately there's a title there already. And one of the things that Governor did discuss with the Prime Minister last night was the Heritage Park, Motukoita Heritage Park, which NCD and the government want to build in consultation with the Motukoita Assembly opposite Port Moresby Technical College. That is the foreshore. Thank you, Governor, for your priority along the road going down to Tatana. That is maybe a recognition by NCD and the government for the long-suffering people of Motukoita. Motukoita has not been forgotten in this plan. There is also a modernization plan discussed by the 4 brothers here together with the Prime Minister. We have a Motukoita modernization plan which we will rehabilitate most of all those old houses and modernize them. Infrastructure, toilets, sanitation, walkways. So Motukoita has not been forgotten in this journey as well, because we have given all this land that have been, the issues have been discussed. Those were originally owned by the people of Motukoita. And we gave that land away, knowing that we could all live peacefully together, but that has not been the case. Thus, this eviction exercise has taken place at 2 months. But eviction at 4 months, NCD has nothing to do with it. But it is already happening, so the governor and I, who represent people of 4 months, we will sit with them, and there will also be a process of resettlement. This is a call out to our brothers and sisters at 4 months. In the meantime, to the people of Motukoita, we are not forgotten in this plan. There's a plan to modernize our villages, as discussed by the governor. We own this land, so we will also be here for the rest of our lives. And what's going to happen is there is also a plan to modernize our villages. Because I think APEC will be here in 2032 as well. 33. So in preparation of APEC, we need to modernize Port Moresby as a city. All these things are taking place. So thank you very much, Governor, for calling everybody together to make this announcement. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Lawyer Boy Samuel. We also acknowledge the presence of Motukoita Chairman and Deputy Governor, Honorable Russell Wavik as well. His presence and support with us. Just to wrap up on all the stories, I think if I could just make a summary here, that as per all our leadership statement, NCDC is not responsible for any displacement of people unnecessarily. And as we know, NCDC has no jurisdiction over land title issuance for the city. That must be made very clear to the public at large. For NCDC, if there is any eviction that is to take place, we have proper relocation plans for our citizens. So the leadership is concerned about the human rights and the safety of our citizens. But obviously, for lawbreakers and people who are not living with the comfort of the municipal laws, and having respect for one another. Obviously, NCDC will be supportive of the police to make evictions as such being done at Tumai. All right, so I think with those, I think settlement is a pre-independence issue. The leadership is not sitting idle. They're doing everything they can at their level best to address this settlement story, which is more or less more fitting with our 50-year story. So for opportunists and people out there trying to play cheap politics, that's unacceptable. You've heard it very loud and clear from the leadership that they're doing their level best to address settlements in our city. Thank you so much, and we'll now open up for media to make questions. If you have questions, you can direct your questions, call your name from your organization, and then obviously your question.
My name is Christine. I'm with NBC. This question goes to the governor and also the member from Moresby South. This is in regards to the allotment of block of lands at Ragamura, and I think it's a continuing exercise that's ongoing. There's been a lot of talks coming from people that live in the several areas. They pay tax, land tax, and all kinds of fees that get paid to live in those houses. They feel that it's unfair that people can be given blocks of lands just like that when they are going through all the processes to buy houses, buy lands. If the both of you can explain if those blocks of lands are being given for free, because that's what they're thinking, or are those people actually paying some sort of fees, if that can be explained.
All right. Before Minister speak, I just want to say that our policy is not to give away free land. There's nothing called free land. Even me, I have to bid to get a land title in my house at Geru. I've got, I think, 2 allotments at Geru. I have to pay for it. So no person in the city, whether they're in the suburb proper or in the settlement, they should get the free land. So in terms of Saraga out there, I would just want to explain that what had happened was when we were constructing, reconstructing even Mari Highway to 4-lane coming to 2 mile, we displaced a lot of people. So in return, we had to organize where they should go. So that's where the plan emerged out there in Saraga. It's the old, what is it, landfill. But we have sealed it, and now we've made it available for residential occupation. We have spent money to build the infrastructure, survey it, allotment, and prepare it for the residents to go there. So the residents are going there, they are not given free title. Member for Moresby South is working with them, so the payment is coming from, some from is DSIP. So I've told the member from Moresby South there's not going to be free title. So I just want to make that very clear. But in terms of everybody else in the suburb proper, where they're paying rates, this is a valid issue, and this is why converting the settlement to suburb is proper, because it will enable the people, half of our population, maybe more than half, who live in the settlement. They will then come into the system, so they can also pay rates like land rates, or garbage rates, or water and power and sewage. They can pay properly. By being in the settlement and in unplanned, unsurveyed, unsubdivided, settlements, it prevents them, or we don't have a system by which they can pay rates. So that's why it's hard for Eldorado or PNG water, or what do you call it now, water PNG, to charge them. We don't even, hard for us to charge them too for collecting their waste, and hard for PNG Power as well to collect their rates. So those 2 state-owned enterprises, they have to formulate mechanism by which they're going to collect the rates from them. So it will, converting settlement to suburb will solve a lot of problems, bring them into the system, so everybody is contributing to the sustenance of services in the capital city, especially municipal services. What we have done at 9 Mile Quarry, everybody has to pay Some have paid deposits, some have not completed the payment. So they are facing threat too of eviction. At Rauna Quarry, we charge them 40,000. So I think at Saraka, I think we charge them 20,000. I think finally, before Minister speaks, I want to say this too, but that in terms of the government, we are not ignoring or neglecting the, public servants, especially those who are in the suburb proper. National government has allocated a lot of money to support public servants to build their own homes. Up to now, 200 million has been parked with BSP. So you all public servants here, instead of going to Facebook, social media, go to the BSP and apply for the loan and build your own house and start to have homes and in which you can be part of the equation going forward into the future. A lot of government departments also have home ownership schemes. So I can vouch for NCDC. Since I became governor in 2007, every year we park minimum 1 million. And they are our citizens too. They contribute to the tax and well-being of the city. Pito Polisia, some only omnim PNG na, taxi na. They do business too. The statistics as I put it out, 49% are employed people in the private and public sector. Teachers are living up at 8 Mile. Policemen and women are living up at 8 Mile. Even one BSP manager too, down at the Abba City, she lives up at 8 Mile. So let's have a rational, objective discussion. We're not just dealing with people who are out there in the settlement who are unemployed, not contributing to our country, or not responsible people. Many are forced to live in settlement because we are not managing land, availability very well. That's a problem with the National Department of Lands. They created or contributed to this problem. And me and my colleagues here and Chairman Motukoita, ACP, we have to deal with the symptoms or consequences of poor land management in the city. So I've given a list to the Minister for Lands, Deputy Prime Minister, last year. Give us all this title to settlement land, then we will start planning them properly, including the foreshore. I want to acknowledge Chairman Motukoita, my deputy, and member for Northwest, who's a son of Motukoita. But Motukoita have given to the city and the country a lot. And in return, we are giving them hell, not recognizing their culture and their way of life, creating unnecessary stupidity and nonsense, causing violence on their land. That's an insult to Motukoita heritage, Motukoita culture. So in return, in a small token, me ask him, Deputy Prime Minister, give him ground law, Pontet at the foreshore all the way to the causeway. We will do landfill and then we will build a Motukoita city there. Their headquarters of the Motukoita Assembly will move there. They will have a place for Hirimuale and all the cultural activities and the balance of the land. They will build their future commercial. If they want to go into partnership with some big investors from all over the world, let it be. It's their land. We've taken enough from them. So at least, the very least, Minister, Honorable John Rosso, I must give him this a crown. Don't give it to other people. Give it to NCDC, so we'll partner our chairman here and members of the Motukoita Assembly to develop them, to give a bit of respect back to our Motukoita people. And that's all. I think, Minister, you want to say something? You giving free land to your people, our people down there. I think there's a misconception being developed, so you clear it.
Just to make it crystal clear, the land is not for free.
Correct.
The resettled Papua New Guineans from the different areas that were allocated those blocks have to pay for it. And the services that will come to those blocks, they will have to pay themselves for water, they'll have to pay electricity. So it is definitely not for free. and that is the Surrogate Estate. And then as you go up the hill with the new road going in, you'll have 400 more new blocks going in to take in the people from 2 Mile and other areas as well. So, and these are genuine, hardworking, decent Papua New Guinea citizens. We're not going to entertain criminals or opportunists. We're only going to entertain those that have jobs, that are a productive part of our capital city and our communities. That's very important. So, very crystal clear. The blocks will be paid for. NCDC get the titles, and once the blocks are paid, the title goes in the name of that person, and he's got that title. There is a covenant that we put on the blocks as well, that you cannot sell the land for 10 years. Because why give you, an affordable block, and then you go and sell it for your own personal gain? You've just been displaced, so we're trying to look after you. So don't try and make something for yourself in the next 10 minutes. Settle down, look after your family, get to work, do something productive. That's what it's all about.
All right, thank you very much. It was very clear. Anybody else? Any questions?
Yes, sorry. Jasmine from TV1 News. With the Connect PNG and the road coming from Western Province Highlands coming down to the coastal areas, is this going to affect plans of avoiding new people coming into the city? And with what Member for Northwest mentioned, and if you guys can elaborate more on how this will happen with the passing of an interim COVID type law.
It was a discussion we had last night. We haven't even passed any laws or it's to control movement of people, because the movement of people has resulted in the problems that we're facing today. So I just hope the leaders from other provinces as well control your people. Don't send them to Port Moresby to come and stay here in settlements. So it was just a discussion we had with the Prime Minister. When COVID came, suddenly you can't go out. It was not a law passed by the government. It was just something that you had to do for the context to serve its purpose. So the problem at 2 Mile resulted in us being too relaxed, letting everybody in. You have maybe 80% good people, 10 or 15% causing headache to the city. So as leaders, we sit down and we plan what can we do to address issues. So one of the things that I personally requested the Prime Minister and our three brothers here and Honorable Governor is at least let's look at a way to combat the free movement of people, which is resulting in the law and order issues that we have. As Honorable Justin had said, people are getting raped, people are getting killed, so we need to look at regulations or processes to combat that movement. So that's something that we as leaders will sit down. Of course, we also need to sit down with our multiple chairman, because all our land it has been affected by this freedom of movement.
Yes, if I can just add on to that's a discussion we will have with the Prime Minister tomorrow. We met with him last night at this invitation, recognizing the situation in the city, but also in the country as well. Settlement being a national challenge, not just in Port Moresby but everywhere. But we're focusing on Port Moresby, so he has pledged his support to support us in whatever plans we have. So this is a discussion that a member for Northeast has raised. So we will discuss it with the Prime Minister tomorrow and see how we are going to manifest that. What sort of a mechanism it could come in, whether some COVID type laws or also the former police minister, now Minister for Works and Highway, Honorable Peter Smaluli, he has flagged the idea of particular ID for residents in the city and visitors. So that's a mechanism. If we go that way, it's not an unusual mechanism. It's been tried in other parts of the world as well. So we should not see it as draconian or something like that. It's for control, not to stop people moving here and there, because it's a fundamental right in our constitution for people to freedom of movement. But we all know that some sectors of our community, they abuse this freedom of movement. Freedom in the constitution comes with responsibility. So we are looking at all this mechanism we have also the Vagrancy Act now. It went through a process, and I had to withdraw it because there was some objection from the Department of Justice and Attorney General. We dealt with it through the Parliamentary Committee on Constitutional Law and Subordinate Legislation, and so I had to withdraw it and address their concern. So now we have a draft that everybody is happy with. So it could be moved this coming session, which starts on the 10th of March. And the Vagrancy Act, if it passed, I mean, like Dr. Elias, I see some people on social media, TikTok and Facebook, saying that it will be against freedom of movement or against poor people, or no. The Vagrancy Act is against people who commit violence and crime. I want to make it very clear. If you are in a settlement or in whatever community in the city or in towns in our country, if you don't commit crimes or violence, you have nothing to worry about the Vagrancy Act. But once you start committing crime, especially use of violence, you are threatening your own, residency of the city or the town. And that's all. Let's make it clear. You can give one story going come that it's against poor people. Or if you are unemployed, or if you are loitering, or you are, homeless, or that act is not against you. If you are homeless and committing any problem or crime or killing someone, it's not against you. But if you are senior public servants or MD of some corporate organization, and if you start committing violence, you too will become a vagrant. Yeah. We will go to court and declare you a vagrant, and you can go. We will send you back to your tribal setting. Maybe your tribe will tolerate you, but in this multi-ethnic, multicultural, multi-faith, multinational metropolis, Port Moresby, we will not tolerate that type of activity anymore. So we are ramping up. So I hope the Parliament, it has actually, the MPs in Parliament, they just want to pass it. Overwhelming support. It's just a technicality that we have to go through. So it's a drafting problem, and we fixed it, so it should pass this session of Parliament. I think that's it's a
Governor,
discussion in process.
Last one from me. UN Habitat has done a research, and they have projected that by 2030, the world will be urbanized by 70%. That means we will have more than 7 to 8 billion people living in mostly towns and cities. And Port Moresby is no exception.
Yeah.
And with scarcity of land, tenure in the city, are you considering to have vertical cities built in the city? That's like Papua New Guineans, we are good at living in big yards, standalone houses. But that is the future now. You have to build upstairs, build up to the skies. With all these new ones coming up, Strata Titles Act have catered for that opportunity for business. That's the first one. And second one is for Metsup. Are you able to give some crime hotspots? ACP. Sorry, sir. Yeah. So ACP, are you able to give some crime hotspots in the city? Thank you.
All right, one piece, this global trend is a real trend. I'm very fully aware of it because I've attended, in my time as governor now, attended a lot of regional and international World Urban Forum that's hosted by UN Habitat. So I'm very conscious and aware of the trend. In Australia, for example, ladies and gentlemen, 80% of the Australians are urbanized. If you go to Malaysia now, I think maybe 60 or almost 70% are urbanized. In Africa, I think Cameroon is already 60% to 70% urbanized. So urbanization cannot be stopped. Even in China, which used to have one of the strict regime, you cannot move freely from rural to urban. It's hugely urbanized now. So urbanization is a trend that is hard to stop. So in the city under my watch, I'm very conscious of that. So we are building the city. That's why we want to build the infrastructure, provide all the services, make sure the city is orderly and planned. So when the population ramps up, we are ready and we can cater for our people. That's why the settlement must go. It become properly developed area, so that this settlement takes up a lot of land. Actually, like 8 miles, you can squeeze them into maybe half of the land there, maybe less. But because everybody wants to have their blessings and wants to, we are all tribal, come from a tribal background, so all the family like come, tambu to country like come, so we need to have a space to have a mumu and entertain everybody and so on. So that's a PNG culture, but we must match that culture against the reality. The reality is that land is getting scarce in the city, but the reality too about Port Moresby is that it's a low density city. Few people living in massive land. If you compare Port Moresby to the city of Paris, in the capital of France, hey, the density level in a small square kilometer is much higher than Port Moresby. So Port Moresby, our people needs to understand that. So for a while now, I've been saying that people, Papua New Guineans must start to get used to living in apartment blocks. You like live in standalone, you can ground blue whenever you come along in. You give you carry ground blue, most people come, work house blue, blessings in blue, mumu place blue, kind of thing. But in Port Moresby, we have no choice but to, build up, apartments and so on. So Papua New Guineans must get used to this. You come to live in urban centers, you must learn to live in small, square kilometer like apartments or flats or kind of thing. So that is to be the future of Port Moresby. So that's one of our plans. I want to explain to you that some of these places we are evicting people, like the 5 or 4 identified inner city settlement. Part of our plan too is not to resettle everybody to new location, but we can rehouse them in the same place. If we build apartments, we partner developers. This is why we need the title. We get the title, we partner developers, and we achieve a win-win. Some areas they build it to get a return on their investment. And some areas we partner them to build social housing, so that the people who live there, let's say Benspeak, some of them, hopefully we can rehouse them there. No need to resettle them. So this is what I want to assure our people. Resettlement is one part, rehousing is also another part. So people will not unnecessarily be moved here and there. We have a plan, but that plan needs money and needs title. So we are waiting for national government to give us title. We are waiting for us to survey and properly prepare the resettlement site, so that they don't go to a new settlement. They go to a new suburb. And some people, they will be rehoused in where they are now. But we make it a plan so that land is released. So this is a valid concern. Papua New Guineans, we have to get used to the fact that people will be migrating and be urbanized, but it must be a balanced sort of urbanization. So that's why I'm happy with the governor in Western Islands. Governor Wairapa is coming clean Mount again. It's a second city or third city. It's in a major population zone. He's equally under pressure too, but since he came on as a governor, he's doing the right thing, cleaning up, organizing Mount again city well, and I hope he also make lands available. Him with the Minister for State Enterprise, Honorable William Duma, they make land available so we can, capture a lot of our people moving in Mount Again, in Leh, also in Kokopo. I think second layer town like Goroka is expanding not long. I think Goroka should be declared a city. And if it's subject to proper planning, it can capture a lot of our people. So urbanization is inevitable, but we must have a proper policy-based, approach to urbanization. So NCDC and in the city, we are leading the way, and we are now having a good dialogue with the national government. So I'm sure we will put things together and find a way forward for PNG. Yeah. And this, thank you.
All right. For your second question on hotspot, not like before that we have lots of armed robbery, car thefts. At the moment, the crime level, especially in robbery and car thefts, have been reduced. And the only problem we have is petty criminal activities in the city, and the such pickpocketing, bag snatching, or stabbing, trying to pickpocket. This our main concern, and ethnic clash in the city, like every weekend, due to abuse of alcohol. Yeah, but otherwise, I can say the main area that is of concern. Down at the Gordon's market, but thanks to the warden and the city wardens helping, and the NCDC service helping us, our manpower as regular officers is quite low. And at the moment, at the back of we are training some reservists. They are under training at the shooting range. 60 reservists are training with the buttons for crowd control. And they'll be ending, I think, next week to take care of all this street violence. Like our good MPs of NCD have said, police as well, we have no authority or have anything to do with eviction. We only take orders from those title orders through the courts to do eviction. It's not my duty to go around with the police to evict anyone in the city or in customary land at Central Province also. We have gone to Central Province, evict some people in the villages, pay the customary land owners case, because for customary land, we don't need eviction orders from the court. We only deal with the eviction in the court, in the city where it's a state lease land. So when customary people at the village call us, PPC Central, go by the village court or the local land court decision, act on it, remove the villages, you go and stay at your own place. Okay, so eviction is not a new thing in the city. All the residents of the city, 2 mile and 4 mile is not a new thing. You see big eviction like Bushwara, Waigeni. People have suffered, and you come on TV and saying all these things. You have seen an example of eviction exercise. Back in the village, we have clans or family units. We sit on our own land. Nobody will come and sit on your land. There's clash. Another village will come and sit on other people's land. It's the same. You come to the city, the land here, it belongs to somebody else. And then you come, sit on it, dwell on it. Those who are building properties on land that doesn't have a proper title, and you're building some good permanent houses, you will lose one day. And I have dealt with every day with land issues. My office is like an hospital, people come get medicine. Every day there is land dispute coming. I put all commanders at the station not to entertain it, only me alone, so that it's easy to control. And the eviction or anything to do with the land is my signature, through my signature, and we act on it. Okay, so like our good member said, city will develop, people will come in. We want the city free of settlement. What we're doing now, we're clearing the place for next commanders, next officers will come. In the afternoon, the city is clear of people, everybody work in the city, go back to the edges or the fringes, Christian, and you stay there, morning you come to work and go back. The city should be free of any settlement moving around. In the night, just police patrol, security guard, and we, the manpower of police, can just look around, because we have the sea at the back, and all the settlement will be face to the mountains or to the Magi Island and Iritano. So those are some of the things in the future for those officers who will be after us to look after the city, and you only come in and go out after work in the afternoon. So night it's only the security patrols, like Lake City. all the settlements at the back in the night, lay police have a good time to rest. And the settlements are kept up to 3 miles to Tent City and all these places. So this is what, as police officers, we look at the future for, the time to reset. The Prime Minister said, everyone has to go back out of the city and leave the place for development and for people or the houses, for offices, schools, and any other things. Okay, so we also supporting the government's idea to help in that way. Another example will be the Black Wednesday, you see, on 2024. Settlements inside the city are the ones. They wake up, damage the city, and go back into the settlement and hide. So these are some of the things that we can control, crowd control in the future. So those are good things that is happening now. What we do is not us police doing it, but we are happy to support, and the courts is the one giving directions. We allow them time. If there's a complaint, they come to the office, okay, you own the land, but you wait, let's give them the benefit of the doubt to question the court order in the court. So all these evictions are done through the courts. Do not blame police, do not blame the MPs. We have nothing to do with the eviction, and it must be clear to everyone. It's the court, and like if we don't execute court orders, I will be the one with our police officers who fail to, but it's my signature, so I'm the one who's going to face the court for not executing a court order by the judge or the district court magistrate. Okay, so these are some things that we're going to do. Okay, and there are settlements that is going to be evicted. To my little that further down, part of it is already done. They've been given 30 days, so early March, to my little will be going down to where the yellow house with the where the Simbuka is, where we stop. There's an owner there. Currently speaking, I think there's an eviction going on at the. It's only less than 5 or 10 people down at the Hola at the back of the pit stop mobile service station. I think less than 10 or 20 houses there. Eviction is I think going on by today. These people have been, let known since last year. There's a planned eviction for 8 Mile, where when the court gives the direction, we elect on it, but that depends on the court order. The famous one in 9 Mile, the case where involved some killing, and they're coming back, but we said no, get the proper thing, handle all the cases with the courts, then we will elect on it. So those are some of the places where still to be evicted. 4 Mile, they're going back to the court. The land belongs to the works department. It's the place where the workers come and train before, and all of us we were in the 80s here in the city. You know, that place only for works department employees. Yeah, and some people they're claiming generations, and we'll have to ask them, are you a relative of those former workers, or you just flew in and claimed the place? That place used to be a spot that we put the polling booths around. Last time I went in, right to the side of the hill, they built, those lot type houses, and some people are collecting rent, a long line of houses, tin sheet, and collecting rental. And not the people working who were the workers there, and then they finish and leave there. And in the last court, that area also was, they were told to vacate last year. February of last year, we were supposed to evict them. They ran to the court.
2 months ago.
Yeah, so, and then there were NCDC, Health and Safety also visited the place, gave them warnings, and they didn't decide to move. And also someone that took the court order, they live on the work side and took the court order on a section and lot number of the church area. So we told the court, the lawyer, tell Judge Kenning that these people lied, took out the section and lot number order of the other people's land, and they live in works land. So some funny things happen there. But to cut it short, finish. Yes, hotspots are only petty criminal activities. Manu, the firewood place and area, Our city wardens are working with the police up at Gordons, that housing there. They're still going to court on ownership, but it will be cleared because some people, I think 8 houses we identified, 8 rooms we identified where people crashed gate and live in there now. We will deal with that. Most of them from one tribe, you all know. The people living there have come up to tell us to go in and just arrest them or move them out. And maybe for our good MPs, just center of the city, looking at building the place up or renovate for police barracks or something else for our officers. Exactly. Yeah. Some of the land that we have to evict, please build our police houses. Okay, so we can keep the city safe for everyone. Otherwise, that's all I can to answer your questions. It's only petty criminals are the ones that are in the hotspots. Guinea market area, Badly Fiat Koki market, they running up to Ranburi and Talai settlements. And also, I think our good governor did a groundbreaking ceremony there. Soon, when the road starts, he himself will go and with Mr. Member for South. The Talai and Gorobe settlement will be the next to be asked to move out of the road area down to Koki market, Benspeak to Koki market. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, ACP. I think that was a mouthful and should answer a lot of questions that you have. So I think we'll have the final one from you, and then we'll close it out.
Thank you very much. Remember from the ABC, this question is to ACP Turi. Thank you very much for an update that you've given in regards to 4 Mile evictions. I understand it's a huge task and a struggling force here in the city when you have an increasing population and less investment on your force in ensuring lawlessness is also kept at an orderly rate around the city. Mr. Turi, do you feel that with the lack of ensuring that there is a fit number of police officers looking after lawlessness in the city, and especially in areas like the settlement, of course, do you feel that the authorities and government has neglected its part in ensuring that you are also able to do your job effectively in the city? Thank you.
Thank you, Belinda. At the current, rate of our work we do, yes, we are short of manpower, and we also like giving back the responsibility to those at the village settlement area and ask them to take control of their own safety. Like the Christmas, some of them continue, become neighborhood watch leaders, community leaders to step up. And a lot of them with the current exercise of eviction, the message is now driven into the settlements to for them to look after themselves and keep law and order issues down. Yeah, the only problem we have is the abuse of alcohol and marijuana. With also meth is coming in, but it's not so much. Those are the places. But thanks to our MPs here, they supported us with the vehicles and all the other necessary equipment to operate in the city. You know, our commissioner cannot just worry about, he has to worry about the whole country. So our MPs have helped us with the wardens and city wards. People volunteer to look up the city to keep the crime level down. And like when the communities take ownership of the law and order in the community, it also helps us with the workload that we have. And we only concentrate on main issues where there is a need for us to do. But otherwise, like I said, the major robberies or other issues have been reduced. With the settlement in the city, we will be worrying about break and enter and stealing. So when they get out of the city, those places, we push everyone to the edges of the city and we look after all the business houses within the city limits and concentrate. So our police stations at the back of the all the suburbs, concentrate and facing them, then worry about inside. Thank you.
Thank you. Just one follow-up question.
All right, thank you. I think I'll call it to an end now. I've given you one chance, so thank you very much. If you have
PNG Happenings.